Tiene la palabra.
Elaine Obenshain now has the floor.
Thank you, sir. 5 years ago, I watched a documentary on the plight of the Sahrawi people isolated in the Polisario camps in the desert of Algeria. It was my first exposure to the horrible conditions suffered by the Sahrawi people in those camps, and I spent the next year researching the conflict in the region. As I learned the history and current realities of the situation, it became clear to me that the best opportunity for true representation of the Sahrawi people was found within the Moroccan autonomy plan. But I needed to personally see for myself the region. I went with a genuine intent to listen to the stories of ordinary people who wanted to share their experiences of life in Laayoune. From those visits, I recognized the often inaccurate portrayal of life in the region, and I feel obligated to present the realities that I've experienced. Unfortunately, people going about their daily lives, raising their children, getting an education, working for better jobs, and actively participating in self-governance is not a normalcy that captures the attention of the press or most NGOs. Yet, this reality is valid for the Sahrawi people living in Western Sahara within the borders of Morocco. Let me share a few stories with you. On my first visit, I spoke with two young men who started an active association for the preservation of Sahrawi resources and traditions. I met a woman who started her own business selling preserved camel meat. She now employs 5 other women, providing incomes for their families. Another woman opened an orphanage in Laayoune and a Sahrawi culture center in Rabat. Sahrawi men who were captured and tortured by the Polisario showed me the scars on their wrists and ankles from the ropes used to bind them in grave-like holes. Some spoke of family that remained in the camps and the sadness they felt from the separation from their loved ones. They spoke of fear that they had for those who had not escaped the isolation and oppression of the camps. They spoke of the love for their country and a deep-rooted allegiance to Morocco. Sahrawi people are not segregated below an imaginary line drawn on a map. Hassan, an elementary school headmaster who lives in Gumim, where his public school has won numerous awards for excellence. He's an example of a Sahrawi whose voice would be excluded in the referendum proposed by the Polisario, even though his heritage is the same as one who lives in Laayoune, Smara, or Dakhla. Other Sahrawi representatives hold official positions throughout Morocco. Are they less Sahrawi than their counterparts living south of an arbitrary line in the sand? Who decides who is Sahrawi and who is not? Whose voice is valid and whose is irrelevant? Over the years, I've made new friendships and grown close to the people of the Sahara. I've traveled as a private citizen, visiting at my own initiative and expense. I stay in Sahrawi homes, play with their children, visit their schools, and attend their weddings. I've always enjoyed unrestricted access, open communication, and assurance of safety. In my observation, Morocco has already successfully implemented the autonomy plan through free and open regional and national elections, by developing a modern infrastructure to support commerce and employment, and by building.
Thank you.